Hey there, Wonder Kids. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered how big the universe is, or how stars shine so brightly?
Well, today we're going to meet someone who asked really big questions about the universe.
His name was Albert Einstein. So, who was Albert Einstein?
He was one of the most brilliant scientists who ever lived. He didn't just ask questions.
He found amazing new ways to understand how the world works, especially things about space, time, and gravity.
You might have seen pictures of him. He had a famous head of wild, messy white hair and a kind, thoughtful face.
He looks like a friendly grandpa who loves thinking big thoughts.
Albert Einstein was a physicist, which is a scientist who studies how energy and matter work.
He developed incredible theories, which are like big ideas or explanations that completely change how we think about the universe. His ideas are still super important today for things like how your GPS works on a phone, or how doctors use certain machines.
Albert was born a long time ago, in 1879, in a country called Germany. As a kid, he wasn't always the best student in traditional school.
He sometimes found it boring, but he was incredibly curious. He loved to imagine things.
For example, when he was just 5 years old, his dad showed him a compass, and he was amazed that the needle always pointed north, even without anyone touching it.
This made him wonder about invisible forces in the world. He spent hours thinking, doing puzzles in his head, and playing the violin.
He truly showed us that being curious and asking why is more important than just memorizing facts. When Albert was a young man, he worked in a patent office, which meant he looked at new inventions.
But in his free time, he kept thinking about space and time.
In 1905, he had a super exciting year, publishing several amazing papers.
One of his big ideas was called the theory of special relativity.
Wow, that sounds complicated, right?
But it's actually pretty cool. Imagine you're running super fast, almost as fast as light.
Einstein said that if you could do that, time would actually slow down for you compared to someone standing still.
And space would also squish a bit. It's a mind-bending idea that showed space and time are not separate but woven together.
Another huge part of special relativity was a tiny famous equation, E equals mc.
This means energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. Still sounds tricky. Let us make it simple. It means that a tiny bit of matter, like a speck of dust, can be turned into a lot of energy.
And energy can be turned into matter.
This idea is why the sun shines and how nuclear power works. It showed the universe is made of energy and matter that can transform into each other.
Then, 10 years later, in 1915, Albert Einstein came up with an even bigger idea, the theory of general relativity. This one was all about gravity. Before Einstein, people thought gravity was just a force that pulled things down, like an apple falling from a tree. But Einstein had a new idea. He said that space and time are like a giant invisible trampoline.
When something really heavy, like our Earth or a big star, sits on this trampoline, it makes a curve or a dip. And that curve is what we feel as gravity.
So, when the moon goes around the Earth, it's not being pulled in the old way. It's actually rolling along the curve that Earth makes in space-time.
Isn't that wild? So, why does any of this matter to you?
Well, Einstein's ideas are used everywhere.
Your phone's GPS uses his theories to figure out exactly where you are on Earth.
Satellites orbiting Earth have to adjust their clocks based on Einstein's ideas, or your maps would be way off.
His work also helped us understand black holes, the Big Bang, how our universe started, and how stars produce light and heat.
He taught us that the universe is far more amazing and strange than we ever imagined. Albert Einstein reminds us that it's okay to think differently.
He wasn't afraid to question what everyone else believed. He showed that true genius isn't just about being smart. It's about being curious, using your imagination, and never stopping asking why and what if.
So, the next time you look at the stars, or even just at a falling leaf, remember Albert Einstein, and keep asking your own big questions about the world around you.
Who knows what amazing things you might discover?